to the special chat on News 18 Digital. I'm Maha Siddiqui, and joining me today is a guest from the Congress Party, Gurdeep Sappal. We're also hoping to be joined by another guest from the Shiromani Akali Dal in just a few minutes from now. But this chat is with regards to the Kartarpur corridor. It's always been very political in nature ever since its inception. In fact, there were so many critics against Navjot Singh Sidhu, who had first tried to push for this corridor to be opened. And now, after a break of several months because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and since the Kartarpur corridor was shut like much of the travel otherwise, this is going to be reopened at this juncture for Gur Parab. And the timing is also something that is now, in fact, brought to the fore, a question, and the timing is just ahead of the Punjab Assembly elections early next year. So is this corridor largely, this entire issue of the Kartarpur corridor, largely political in nature? Gurdeep Sappal, coming to you on that count. Initially, there was a lot of criticism for Navjot Singh Sidhu for trying to push this corridor to be opened, a corridor that facilitates the movement of Sikh pilgrims to a very revered shrine in Kartarpur Sahib in Pakistan. Today, this corridor is being opened despite the fact that this was closed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Is the timing something that the Congress party is looking at, or you are welcoming the overall move to reopen this corridor?
Maha, anybody who criticizes this step of opening the corridor is not aware of the Sikh history and Sikh psyche. This is not a new issue. When in 1947 suddenly Cyril Radcliffe Commission was made, and he was a lawyer who had no idea about Indian ethos, Indian society, he was given 5 weeks to divide India into two separate countries. That time it was two, now it has become three later, Bangladesh. And he had no help from anywhere. Of course, there were two people from Congress, two from Muslim League to help him, but they also fell aside. And a lawyer coming from England just drew a line arbitrarily, basis of some secretary records. And certain very important places of Sikh worship, be it the birthplace of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Nankana Sahib, or Kartarpur, which was his place for last 18 years of his life, and many other Gurdwaras, they were left behind in Pakistan. So in 1948, immediately after partition, this issue was raised to Pakistan. Why can't Kartarpur Sahib and Nankana Sahib be given to India? Thereafter, several things happened. In 1969, Indira Gandhi took it up. In 1999, Atal Bihari Vajpayee took it up with Pakistan. In 2008, Dr. Manmohan Singh took it up with Pakistan. And last year, when Navjot Singh Sidhu took it up, this is a continuation of a ethos, a genuine feeling of Sikhs that the birthplace and the last year's reverend place of Guru Nanak Dev Ji should come to India, where majority of Sikhs live. So I don't think anybody should see politics in this. It's not an electoral issue. It's not a political issue. It's a issue related to the feelings of Sikhs.
Right. Gurdeep Sappal, why I brought this question of politics here up was because just last in its weekly briefing, the Ministry of External Affairs had said that 1,500 pilgrims from India will be allowed to go to Pakistan for Gur Parab. They will be going to 6 Gurudwaras, including the Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara. However, they will go via the Wagah-Atari border as per a previous protocol and not via the Kartarpur corridor, even though, it made sense that there is a dedicated corridor and pilgrims go via it. Within a few days' time, when the Sikh delegations went and met the Home Minister, this decision was changed, and now the Kartarpur Sahib corridor will be reopened. That is why I asked you the question. Do you see the fact that this decision has been made in light of the Punjab elections? I mean, we understand the ethos behind the corridor, and that is why I asked you the question, that has this issue been politicized, despite the fact that this has so much religious sentiment attached to it?
I do not know why Government of India in first place refused to open this corridor. Maybe the resistance was from Pakistan side or from Indian establishment, that we don't know. But the fact remains that the Chief Minister of Punjab 8-9 days back did appeal to Government of India, and also the delegations of 6 went to Government of India, and I think better senses prevailed. So this, I would not try to politicize this issue at all. This is an issue which has been settled. It's something that Maha, I must tell you, I must share with you that in Sikh prayer, which we call Ardas, every Sikh daily prays that those Gurdwaras, Nankana Sahib and other Gurdwaras, उनको वापस मिलवाइए, जिनको सिख पंथ से छोड़ा दिया गया है उनको वापस मिलवाइए. It's a daily prayer, so it is beyond normal politics. Maybe there was some resistance in the Indian establishment to give into this because Sidhu Saab is associated with it, but that is all history. I think it's a good decision being made, and today if it is opened, every Sikh feels for it.
So, Gurdeep Sappal, let me point out that I'm one of the privileged few people who've been to the Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib. This was on the foundation, when the foundation stone of the Kartarpur Sahib for that inauguration, groundbreaking ceremony. I was there and I totally understand the sentiments attached with the Gurudwara, reverence to the Gurudwara of that place, even in its simplicity. I mean, now Gurudwara developed further, the area around it might change completely, but at that time it was so beautiful. And you can Guru Nanak what he did in the last few years of his life. Gurdeep Sappal, due to a lot of issues about security over a period of time, all those issues also seem to have been settled. Again, I ask you the same question, and
I think there's some
because from even
I have lost your signal. Hello. I can see the video is on, but the audio is lost.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So from the beginning, the issue also because of the relationship between India and Pakistan. Do you see that relations in some sense can also be improved if there is more people-to-people contact?
Of course, that has been the position of anyone who believes in peace. For last several decades, people who believe in peace have been advocating this, that people-to-people contact is the only way to ensure peace and tranquility at the border. And such initiatives do help in establishing that people-to-people contact. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gurdeep Sappal.
I think Maha, your signal is breaking. Did you hear me?
Yes, we can hear Gurdeep Sappal. I was saying we can hear you. Please carry on. You were talking about how people-to-people contact can help improve the ties between these two neighbors.
Of course, I've been saying that anybody who believes in peace and tranquility will advocate people-to-people contact. There have been in past several such initiatives repeatedly. At times, Pakistan, its establishment does not honor those initiatives by people, and people do feel betrayed by the reaction of the Pakistani establishment. Yet there is a strong case of people-to-people contact, provided the security of the country is taken care of, provided we are aware that we have a hostile neighbor who has been there for last 7 decades, and despite several initiatives, it remains hostile. Nevertheless, initiatives like Kartarpur Corridor are part of confidence building measures. Where it leads to is the duty of the government of India and people involved in diplomacy. As Congress, on behalf of Congress Party, I can tell you, Congress Party has always dealt Pakistan on one hand very firmly, on other hand, it has promoted people-to-people contact, because the answer to Pakistan is not in the hatred against a community or against a country. It is in being diplomatically suave. It is being ensuring that your borders are secure, your army basically preparations are up to date, and that is why on one hand Dr. Manmohan Singh, when he was Prime Minister, he was Prime Minister for 10 years. His birthplace is in Pakistan, a village named Goh. And he has said it on record that he was always willing to go there. He wanted to go there, but given the hostility of the Pakistani establishment, he did not visit Pakistan for 10 years. Yet, he did not promote hatred or enmity. So, promoting hatred and enmity is a separate thing. Having people-to-people contact is a separate thing. And ensuring that Pakistan is given no scope to create any mischief, either on the borders or in international community, is a separate thing. So, all three things have to be addressed together.
All right, we are also being joined by the guest from Shiromani Akali Dal. Welcome, sir. The first question I want to ask you, Charanjit ji, is the reopening of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Is it something that is being welcomed across board, or do you believe that there is politics attached to this issue, considering the timing of the reopening of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor? It's not just Gurparab that it's being opened for. It's just ahead of the Punjab Assembly elections, sir.
देखिए, ऐसा है, सबसे पहले तो मैं गवर्नमेंट का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा जिसने ये धन श्री गुरु नानक देव जी के जो हमारे गुरुपुरब आ रहा है उस पे खोलने का जो प्रयास गवर्नमेंट ने किया है, हम धन्यवाद बोलना चाहेंगे। और मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये कोई श्री गुरु नानक देव जी के गुरुपुरब के ऊपर जब रास्ता खुल रहा है तो कोई पॉलिटिकल बात होगी। ये तो मैं समझता हूँ कि पहले से ही देरी से खुल रहा है। नहीं तो जब से ये कोरोना से निकल के बाहर देश आया है, जब बाकी फ्लाइटें चल रही है, बाकी मुल्कों में हम लोग जा रहे हैं, तो ये भी खुलना चाहिए था। ये तो देरी से खुल रहा है, मगर चलो देरी से सही, वेलकम स्टेप है। और ये हमारी बड़ी आस्था का दिन है, जब गुरु नानक देव जी का गुरुपुरब मनाया जाता है, तो ये हमारे लिए बड़ी आस्था का दिन है। इसलिए मैं तो सभी जिन्होंने भी इसमें इनिशिएटिव लिया, सभी का धन्यवाद ही करना चाहूंगा।
चरणजीत जी, इसीलिए आपसे ये सवाल पूछ रही थी। आपने कहा कि ये कॉरिडोर पहले ही खुल जाना चाहिए था, सारी फ्लाइट्स चल रही हैं, लोग आ जा रहे हैं। एक हफ्ते से कम पिछले थर्सडे को मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स की एक प्रेस ब्रीफिंग हुई थी, जिसमें उन्होंने बोला था कि 1500 श्रद्धालु जाएंगे भारत से पाकिस्तान गुरपर्ब के लिए। 6 गुरुद्वारे जाएंगे पाकिस्तान में, लेकिन ये वाघा अटारी बॉर्डर से जाएंगे। उसके बाद एक ग्रुप डेलीगेशन की मुलाकात हुई, पंजाब के चीफ मिनिस्टर ने भी ये बोला कि कॉरिडोर खुलनी चाहिए। और पंजाब के इलेक्शंस है, तो ऐसा अब लग रहा है कि पॉलिटिकल और इलेक्टोरल रीजंस की वजह से ही ये कॉरिडोर को खोला गया, वरना ऐसी कोई डिसीजन पिछले हफ्ते तक नहीं थी।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि जैसे पंजाब के साथ साथ बाकी देश के किसान भी बाहर बॉर्डर पे बैठे हैं दिल्ली, तो उसमें ज्यादा पंजाबी लोग हैं। और ज्यादातर पंजाबी लोग होने के कारण मेरा ख्याल है कि कहीं ना कहीं जो मोदी गवर्नमेंट है, तो वो चाहती है कि हम एक तरफ थोड़ी वो सिखों की लेना चाहते हैं कि हम भी आपके साथ हैं। तो मुझे लगता है थोड़ी बहुत ही बैकअप, माइंड के बैकअप पे तो ये जरूर चलता होगा। मगर फिर भी मैं ये कहूंगा कि जब इसी गवर्नमेंट ने पहले खोला था, तो ये आस्था का मामला है, इसको बहुत मेरा ख्याल है कोई पॉलिटिक्स में जोड़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। और ये तो पहले से खुला हुआ रास्ता और दोबारा रीओपन हुआ है, इसको मेरा ख्याल है कि किसी को ज्यादा माइलेज मिलेगा भी नहीं है। ये तो सिर्फ सभी जो गुरु नानक पातशाह को लोग मानते हैं, वो सभी धर्मों के लोग मानते हैं, जो उनके लिए मैं समझता हूँ कि सभी के लिए खुशी का मौका है।
लेकिन जब ये कॉरिडोर खुलने की बात हो रही थी, तब काफी इस पे सवाल, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी के नदू पहले फिर से एक बार इस बात को उठाया था। हालांकि पिछले मंत्रियों ने भी काफी कोशिश की थी, लेकिन नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू ने जब ये बात उठाई तो वो एक पॉलिटिकल बात बन गई कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ये बात कैसे उठा दी, ये तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को उठानी चाहिए थी। तब आप सरकार में शामिल, अकाली दल सरकार में शामिल था, तो आपको लगता है कि अब वक्त आ गया है कि इसको बिल्कुल पॉलिटिक्स से अलग कर देना चाहिए?
मेरा ख्याल है कि अब पॉलिटिक्स का कोई हिस्सा नहीं है। अगर कोई भी इस पे बात उठाता है तो मुझे लगता है कि ये तो कोई आधारहीन सी बात है, कोई ज्यादा बात बड़ी है नहीं है इसमें, जितना कोई पॉलिटिक्स का जो अगर कोई माइलेज लेना चाहे। मुझे नहीं लगता अब मोदी साहब ने अपने वफद को बुला के खुलवाया और सभी पहले हर रोज हम जो गुरु नानक नाम लेवा संगत है, जो है सभी सिख हैं, वो हर रोज अरदास करते हैं। हम तो मानते हैं कि हमारे गुरु साहब का ही जब वो उनका आशीर्वाद मिलता है तो तब खुल जाता है, नहीं तो ये लोग बंद करी बैठे थे। किस किस के कारण बंद करी बैठे थे, हम तो चलो इस पे कोई किंतु परंतु नहीं करना चाहते थे। मगर मैं एक बात कहूंगा कि ये हमारे लिए खुशी का मुकाम है और मैं दरखास्त करूंगा, रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सरकार को कि ये सिर्फ ये ना हो कि सिर्फ गुरुपूर्व के समय खुले, ये सदा खुला रहना चाहिए। और जो दूसरा आप बोल रहे थे कि 1500 श्रद्धालु जाएंगे, वो तो हर साल पहले भी जाते हैं। अगर जब ये रास्ता खुल गया तो मुझे एक और रिक्वेस्ट है कि जितने भी गुरुधाम कोई जाना चाहे तो सभी के लिए प्रावधान करना चाहिए। 2 दिन का हो, 3 दिन का हो, 5 दिन का हो, ये पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट को के साथ साड़ी हिंदुस्तान की गवर्नमेंट को मैटर टेक अप करना चाहिए।
Many thanks to both of you, Gurdeep Sappal and Charanjit Brar, for joining us here on this chat. So at least, yes, go ahead, Gurdeep Sappal.
क्योंकि मैं आपकी क्वेश्चनिंग जिस लाइन पे चल रही थी उस पे मैं बोलना चाहूंगा, रिपीट करना चाहूंगा। बरार साहब की बातें सहमत होते हुए, ये गुरु नानक देव जी का जो इशू है सिखों के लिए पॉलिटिक्स का इशू नहीं है। किसने खुलवाया, कब खुलवाया, वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं। इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि गुरु नानक देव जी का एक स्थान है, उनके 18 साल जीवन के अंतिम उन्होंने वहां बिताए थे। उस स्थान पे सिख धर्म की बेसिक वैल्यूज का उन्होंने प्रचार किया कि भाई आप मेहनत कीजिए, आप नाम जपिए और बांट के जो है चलिए। और साथ में लंगर जैसी परंपरा उन्होंने वहां शुरू की जो कि समानता की बात थी। उन्होंने जो संदेश दिया वो इंपॉर्टेंट है और उससे जुड़ते हैं। तो इसलिए पॉलिटिक्स में हम इसको नहीं जोड़ रहे हैं। किसने किया, क्या किया, ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि सिख संगत जो है वो वहां जाके दर्शन कर सकती है और इसके लिए वो रोज अरदास करते थे पिछले 70 साल से। वो खुला लास्ट ईयर और अब दोबारा खुला है, इसका स्वागत है।
That's extremely good news. That is consensus now that this matter should really be separated from politics. This is a matter which is very emotive in nature. It is deeply just for the Sikhs, but anybody who believes the teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Many thanks to both Gurdeep Sappal and Charanjit Brar.